What is going on? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day this finds you in this great blue marble of ours. Good to see everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Sean. I'll be your host for the next hour. So buckle in, Buttercup. Last stream of 2024. Last stream. Blake, am I coming in 5x5? Look at all these. Look at this turnout. Lined up at the door. Last vanilla Coke. 2024, maybe ever. Maybe ever. I don't know, Mama. If I called my mom Mama. Mama said not to be a quitter. Thanks, Blake. I appreciate it. What is going on? What is going on? Thanks, everybody. Look at this. Look at this. Roll call. Ryan West holding the door open for everybody. How nice of him. Thanks, Ryan, for showing up. Appreciate it. Joe, good to see you. Hope all is well with the fam. Hoos, morning. Odar 30 Hoos. Shambat. Version 4.2. Nelson, good to see you. Drew, good morning. Tad, pre-dawn, California. California. Go down the 45 over to Wilshire Boulevard. Wayne, good to see you. Long time no see. Wayne was on the hangout with us last night with Akadokin and Orcus Dorcas, hanging out with some folks from the UK, the UK as I call it. Blake, good to see you. But down under. Harrigan, good morning. Flint, Aaron, the Demon Grinder. Mr. White, good to see you. Broken Witch, good to see you. I think, is this your first time here? Maybe in the chat. If not, welcome. If so, welcome. If not, welcome. Matt, good to see you. All right. Julie, a.k.a. Scott, good morning. I guess somebody might have logged in under the wrong one. Yeah, huh? Oh, got a little insight to old Orcus Dorcas there. Todd, good to see you. Prepare for a German word to be butchered. Good and tog. I can hear the Canadian accent from here. Felt hard, good to see you. Morning. Laramie. Ooh, all kinds of stuff. Sweet couch. Oh, is that the couch? Yeah. Thanks. It's not as sweet as in person. We could use more Julies in here. It's like sausage fest, for God's sakes. Oh, okay. Been here a few times. Okay. Orcus Dorcas, good to see you. Dren, good to see you. Dren, you might be new, right? In the chat. Good to see you. Thank you and welcome. For those of you that may pick this up, like the first episode ever, the first stream, tuning in ever, I'm Sean. I like RPGs. So yeah, I'm located in Wisconsin. I used to host a podcast for 7 years with my co-host, Brettster. If you're interested in listening to that, there's 300 and some episodes out there that are still there that you can go and grab. I think it starts at 1, maybe. I only say I think because I think the feed only holds 300. So you can go check out Gaming and BS if you want. Some evergreen stuff, some not so evergreen. There is Ekadokin himself. Michael, good to see you. Lloyd, good to see you. That's wrong with the sausage fest? Nothing wrong. Nothing at all. I'm Sean, and so is my hair. Yeah, this isn't gonna stay. It is on the down slope now. Like from here on out, it's gonna start to look like crap. Just so you know, Ryan, Blake, in case you wanted to know. Yeah. Look what happens when I post like 10 minutes beforehand on Blue Sky. Hit a few newbies, or a few. I wouldn't even say noobs. Some of the folks I don't recognize every weekend now, shall say. Hey, Test Trekkie, good to see you. First time watching, good. Welcome. I will hope to not let you down. This is where I just welcome everybody in. Just give me some time to settle in, get rid of the nerves. Load and clear here. Good to know it's load and clear. Keith, look at this guy. The other half of the Titter Pigs. I don't know, the better half maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Good to see you, Keith. Keith stopped in last night at the Ook hangout. Marjorie, good to see you. Uh-oh. There it is, the Manchester Arms Discord. Good to see you. Dorson, good to see you. Some of the folks in the UK were up to like 3 a.m. last night. That's crazy. And now they're back up again. In the afternoon. What is that a map of behind me? This one right here? That's the Star Wars galaxy. And then, yes, Galarian is on this side. This side. Right there, that's Galarian. I think that was, I don't know what I got it out of. I can't remember what book or module it was out of. Big crew, no pressure. Big 2024. You know what? So question of the day. I'm not going to do a question of the day. So most of the times, if this is your first one, this one's going to be a little outside of the box, which may be good or bad. Like some people are like, good. And some might be, oh, okay. Change. Makes me nervous. Who moved my cheese? I got some questions to ask everybody to reflect upon in 2024. And then some questions to ask about moving forward into 2025, being the last stream of the year. Typically, what I do is I'll go through, RPG news, if there's anything that's hit the wire in the last week. And then I touch on, some whatever's new in print, crowdfunding campaigns. Excuse me. It's uncouth of me like belching on a live stream, but carbonated drinks. So then I go into crowdfunding and go through some of those things with help from, sites like Ian World to give them full credit for doing all the grunt work. Honestly, I ride their coattails, and I, no shame here. Rascal I use as a source, and Native Geek Native. So if there'll be links down below. Go and check them out. Click on all their ads. Buy stuff from them because they do great work. So I couldn't do this every week without them. It would take me too long. It'd take me like an hour a day to find like different news stuff, what's going on. Jealous I couldn't make it last night. Making up for it with some 8 a.m. single malt. Laramie's just getting off of work, so he's not like drinking every hour of the day here in the U.S. at 8. William, good to see you. Starting easy today with tea and protein shake myself, not as tasty as your drink of choice, Laramie. There you go. Evil Merlin, good to see you. Buongiorno, not the pizza. The other one is DiGiorno. Evil Merlin. If you even somewhat kind of like this, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, because I think we may be hitting maximum capacity. A few people might trickle in the last half hour, but let's see if I can break my record for most likes within the first hour of the stream. Like when I hit end stream, I usually go and check out, see how many there are. I think the most I've had is like 29. Everybody in the chat's very friendly. So feel free to get to know one of each other. Like a lot of people in the chat are folks that have not only just shown up and decided to hear this guy talk for an hour or so and interact with each other, but I've actually gamed with a lot of them. They're friends of mine. I've known them for years now. Some come out to Wisconsin and to the local con, and we whoop it up for a while. Many have come from the podcast that I had done previously, so some of us are like 1 or 2 degrees of separation, if you will. And some of the folks in the chat have listened to the podcast but never been here before, or even the Discord, so good to see everybody. What's your thoughts on Merc Borg? I've played Merc Borg. I've not run Merc Borg. Harrigan ran it once. I'm trying to think if anybody else ran it for me. It was good. I like it. It's simple. The Borg games, Pirate Borg, Cyborg, Merc Borg, very simple, kind of streamed down. All of them in the creative space, I give them much credit. Even Merc Borg's aesthetics, Cyborg, like I hear some people like, you either really appreciate the aesthetics of each board game or they just can't stand it. Like it's hard to navigate. I can't read the text. It's like Cyborg's too loud. It's not my jam, which is fine. I totally respect that. But I also respect the fact that like in Cyborg, I don't know if there's a single page that is the same, except maybe the inside covers where there might be 2 tables, like back to back. I don't know if I would ever run Merc Borg or Cyborg, any of the Borg games so I've only played Cyborg and Merc Borg. I'll say that. And you asked specifically Merc Borg. I like it. It's unique. I think it's a tongue-in-cheek, dirty, gritty, my character, I think, had no nose. And I was a fetus that dropped out of my mother's womb as she hung from the gallows or something crazy. Like it's pretty obnoxious in that regard, but that's the thing, right? Like it's not. So you got, I hate to compare and contrast, but hey, why not? If you have D&D 5th or 6th or whatever, the latest rendition, and everything is rainbows and watercolor art, and one of the art pieces that have made its rounds on social media is the sitting around a feast of different food and everything like that. That is not Merc Borg. Like that's 2 ends of the spectrum, I would say. Yeah. So there you go. But I like the mechanic. It's like a simple mechanic. I don't think it's hard to teach anybody, and I don't think it's going to be to everybody's liking. That's what I'll say. So, yeah, there you go. This is very much an open table show about TTRPGs. Everyone's welcome to come and go as you please. Best bunch of folks this side of the internet. Thanks, Todd Crapper. If you're not aware of who Todd Crapper is, a.k.a. the Warden, Broken Ruler Games. So Broken Ruler Games, if you've ever seen some of Todd's works, and if you haven't, check out Broken Ruler Games for some of Todd's work. He does some great stuff. I have played and backed some of Todd's works. I like The Deal. The Deal is a LARP that he did. It's like a Quentin Tarantino poker game. And the cards are used for prompts, and each character is a different unique person for sure at the poker table. And all hell breaks loose. I'll just say that. So stuck on a bus for another 2 hours. That's okay. You could be doing worse things. Lloyd. All right. Is Game Hole worth the trek for a good gaming con to actually play games at? Broken Witch. I would say yes. So here's the thing we've got a questions. Good stuff today. I would say, and there's people in the chat that can speak to this too. I'm kind of a shill. I know the people that run it, and I will say this, it's like many conventions, they will say it's a con put on by, for gamers, put on by gamers. I don't think there's a convention out there that isn't, except maybe, if you get to Gen Con or PAX, and even those guys and gals are gamers. But I think the the move to create Gamehole Con was the guys wanted to have a good gathering of gamers, and they wanted to put on a convention that, let's just say this: if you become a game master, one of the reasons you become a game master is because you're probably playing in a game. One reason, where the game master is like, they're okay, and you think you can do better. That's the reason they created Gamehole Con, because they had experiences at Gen Con and other conventions that were just a debacle, or things didn't run smoothly, or it was just a bad experience, but people would still go. So they do their best to really make it a very good experience convention-wise. They have a wish list that you can kind of put your events in, but events, Reg, can be hit or miss. They're very responsive as far as problems goes. And they're like in their, I think they're going on their 11th year next year. It's about 4,000 to 6,000 attendance. I don't know if it's 6,000 people yet. I kind of get it mixed up from year to year, and COVID didn't do anybody any favors. But it is. It's got a lot of different games. So I think there was kind of a preconceived notion where it was like, well, it's just a D&D 5e con. I would say that it doesn't lean heavily on indie narrative games as much as kind of trad GM style games. Free League is one of the biggest sponsors of the convention. There's a lot of industry guests that come and are invited. One of the things I'll stipulate with the industry guests is in some conventions, they invite people, guests in the industry, to come, and then they come and then they go and hide out in their hotel room. Or they just come and they're there. Gamehole Con, they make the guests run a game. They have to run at least one game. Even if they're an author, they have to run a game. The author can run checkers, but they have to run a game. They have to be accessible, which is very cool. And I think, and it's part of the deal. Like, we're going to fly you in, put you up in a hotel room, and here's the deal. You got to run a game. So I'm partial. I'm a shill, but I think it's a great convention. It's local. So Ruin Slinger, good to see you. Far from the reaches of Korea. All right. Oh my goodness. The Reese Monster, good to see you. At least they put out easier to read PDFs of the game for those that can't get around the layout and whatnot. Yep. All right, so I'm catching up with the chat. I'm behind. Larry, let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Have you had any experience with any of the editions of Blue Planet? The most recent edition is due in print in 2025. I saw somebody online actually have that, and I know we mentioned it on stream as probably when it was crowdfunded, I'm guessing. It popped up on the radar or it was coming. I don't have any experience with it. I don't know if anybody in the chat has. I know somebody who has it in print. I don't know if they got it like as an early release or what happened, but they've got 2 of the books, and it looks fantastic. Free League is there in force for sure. Wayne's got his opinions of Gamehole Con, so Wayne's been to PAX U. He could give you some the lowdown. Nubis, good to see you. Nubis coming all the way from Eastern Europe. All right, I think I'm going to skip because we got a big crowd. I'm going to skip. So I have like some news, not even news. There's no news like this past week at RPGs. I've got some releases and crowdfunding, but I'm going to just go into the questions because I think with the amount of people we have, it's going to occupy some of the time. So as I get through these, are we good at this? Sound good? So typically, normal format, I'd say question of the day. Put that out there, get everybody's take on the question of the day. Question of the day ranges from like, what are you playing right now to what RPG podcast are you listening to right now? If you were maybe an interview question, like if you were a pothole, if you were a manhole cover, what kind of personality would you have? No, it's not like that. pumping chat. All right, let's see. Bam, 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 bam. Year end last stream of 2024. All right, first question. Mileage may vary. So usually I do the question of the episode, and then I'll go into print news, RPG news, crowdfunding news. But we're just going to do this last stream of the year. Let old acquaintances be forgotten. Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Maybe it's changed. All right, let's get into this. First one, we'll start off with timing. So it's been the holiday season around the world, whether you celebrated Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Festivus, whatever it is. Sometimes that involves gift giving, gift receiving. So what RPG gifts did you receive this past holiday? Christmas holiday, insert holiday here. Any RPG gifts? Now is the time to flex how many cool books and dice and stocking stuffer stuff you got, how well your significant others know you or don't know you. Let me see. I did one. I forgot one little detail here. Let's see. See if this works. Forgot to add the overlay to this. Ryan West says OSR, DCC, and MCC stuff. Okay. Stuff. Lots of stuff. Laramie says, I got a nice hoodie that's warm, but I gave my two little future gamers each a set of die. Die is a different color dice. All right. Outgunned. Evil Merlin. Have you played Evil Merlin? Have you played Outgunned? What do you think about that? It's pretty good, huh? Get some Outgunned fans. My significant other doesn't support any of this. Jason says, I got nothing. I got no RPG related stuff. I never do. I don't think they know what to get. They don't know the world at all. PJ Pants, bought myself Pathfinder bundle when it was up. There we go. Christmas gifts. Yaziba's B&B, Cryptid Creek, Echo Mofo? My glasses need a new prescription. Not a single person got me an RPG for Christmas, and it was the greatest thing that has happened to me all year. Well, that's maybe not a bad thing, right, Lloyd? Sometimes they might get you one and be like, oh, Dallas, the RPG, cool. I don't know, maybe it would be cool because it's Dallas. I don't know. Gave out tons of dice. Did not receive anything because I'm picky. Fair. Harrigan didn't get any RPG gifts. Well, it's hard to buy. How do you buy an RPG? It's like, how do you buy a gift for somebody that has everything? Right, Harrigan? I could just picture it. Harrigan gets like RPG gifts for Christmas and he's opening them and he's like, oh, Merc Borg, thanks. Puts it to the side on top of his other Merc Borg game. Oh, Electrum Archive or whatever it's called. Oh, thanks. Oh, Barbarians of Lemuria. Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, don't tell me you have it already. Oh, no, not at all. Gave my kids dice. Did you give them the sharp ones? Says Uncle Sean. Knuckle Duster, Cowtown, creator, and some cyberpunk minis for my wife. Shadowdark to myself. There you go. Treat yourself. Stone Animals, good to see you. I got three cute little goblin minis. Perfect. Fantastic. Welcome. There we go. There it is. He knows the deal. Right. Lloyd hit it right on the head. Hey, I heard you like RPGs and I know you enjoyed True Blood reruns. So yeah, I would get the video game. I would get like And I don't need. I have like a Xbox, I have the Xbox 360, I think. No. The second Xbox? I don't even know. It's not the first one, the second one. I think it's the 360. But even then, somebody would think like, oh, I play Xbox all the time. Like I get people like, oh, RPGs? Yeah, my son plays Call of Duty all the time. It's great. No. I did not receive, but my son got a D&D YA book. He's getting into the game, but not the original TTRPG version. The idea of sitting around talking about your characters doesn't interest him. Fair. I got the incredibly cool The Making of Original D&D 1978 to 1977 tome. Very cool. Harrigan says, I did get my son the new 5e 2024 PHB, though he's playing with friends. There you go. D&D Lego Mini, box of 6. All right. Drew, Delta Green slip cover set. Solid investment. Who did somebody buy that for you, Drew? Did somebody really buy? Like somebody must know you to get the Delta Green slipcover set, or you had it on a wish list. Like here, don't deviate from this list. Dragonbane Path of Glory book and a vintage copy of Advanced Hero Quest. I know, not actually RPG. Fair enough. That's all right. RPG, you know, adjacent, if you will. Gamer gifts this year were, Anthony says, gamer gifts this year were a great set of dice and some storage aids for the stacks of RPG things growing out of control. Well, storage could be RPG related. Orcus Dorcas, Faith, X-Crawl, some RuneQuest books, some old Gas Lamp, Cthulhu books, and 2 Turtle Dove dice. Oh, I'm sorry. Faith, X-Crawl, some RuneQuest books, some old Gas Lamp, Cthulhu books, and 2 Turtle Dove dice. And just can't do it, buddy. Santa gave me AD&D 2E Dragonlance Adventures. Deities, Demigods with the Cthulhu section. Solid. Laramie putting out some comic stuff. Mr. White says, Outcast Silver Raiders. It's making its rounds. Delta Green. HP was a HP Lovecraft Society prop set and cult. Which one did you get? HP HLS. I have the Mass of Nyarlathotep. That thing is fantastic. Matt says, newest D&D Player's Guide, Monster of the Week. Wife and I got some new dice from D&D Mystery Packs. She got a legendary set, which came with a certificate of authenticity to limited run number. Very cool. Blake helping me out. Thanks, brother. Tad, I didn't get any RPG gifts either, but gave dice sets to my in-person players. Yeah, I wanted to do that too. That's why I was shopping for Edge dice, but we weren't going to meet around the holidays, so I still have time. I don't know. My significant other is also in the same boat as many others here. They don't know what book systems already have. Gift cards for FLG. Yes, it is. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's a good thing, right? Marjorie, good to see you. Welcome. I gave my love Maelstrom Domesday and a Trail of Cthulhu supplement. SUV's him. Dorson, good to see you. Big, huge crowd. Thanks for everybody for showing. Michael says, my big gifts from the family, the making of original D&D 1970 to 77 and the Lego D&D Red Dragon's Tail Castle set. Who's got a new bookshelf? Fantastic. Hobbsy, good to see you. It was a bourbon Christmas at the Gamerhood. Nice. I listed 60 games for sale as a gift to my wife. That's as close as it gets. Wow. You got to get rid of some of this stuff. All right, fine. 60 games, man. That's a lot. Bought Player's Guide for Karen, 2E, and dice packs for my group. Bought 2 books for myself. I had 2 more for Christmas, but a certain company that rhymes with Fodifius dropped the ball on shipping. Yeah, so I go to this hangout last night, and Orcus is like, "Hey, Sean, you order anything from Odifius?" I'd like, that's a trap. All right, I think I caught up. Let's go on to the next one, shall we? Ready? Favorite gaming moment of 2024. This will explode. Maybe not. I say explode as an amount of text, maybe. Favorite gaming moment of 2024. Could be anything. Could be a moment in a game. It could be, something that occurred at a convention, whatever it is. Favorite gaming moment of 2024. Something that stands out. Favorite gaming moment of 2024. For me, I think it would probably be seeing the game come to Wisconsin and going to Gamehole Con. Probably be the favorite gaming moment. And then playing like 3 games with the same group over the 4 days of the con. Maybe even Outgunned. Outgunned would probably be like, Game Hulk, okay. Anything, a little more? Probably the game of Outgunned. Or Into the Odd. Harrigan ran Into the Odd. That was a good one too. Harumph. Laramie says, Gamehole, seeing BS Landers. Gamehole. Who's outgunned at Gamehole? Getting to play Legends of the Wulin in a game that lasted more than 5 sessions, the actual dream. Lloyd, don't get to play a lot of sequential sessions? Agree on outgunned. Most of the people that were in that game are in the chat. Test Trek A game of Heart, the city beneath. Oh, excuse me, where I get to play a body horror blood witch, who turned into a giant, horrible spider made of acidic entrails every time she took damage. Much hilarity ensued. Oh, I'm sure it sounds so funny. Too funny. Curious. Getting to see all my online friends again at Gen Con. Yeah. It's a good place to see people. Having my nephew come up for Gamehole this year. Oh, very cool. Meeting a large group of the BS Landia crew at Gamehole. There you go. Defeating a possessed doll in Vesson. Its psychic dreamed at us. Yeah, those things, that'll do it. That'll do it. Psychic dreaming you. Psychic screaming you. Did I say dream? Psychic dreaming you. Psychic screaming. Wife and I started a new game group with people who are becoming my wife and I's closest friends. Very cool. Whoa. Aaron chiming in. 48-hour Beyond the Mountains of Madness game was pretty awesome. So for those of you that haven't come here before, so Aaron literally lives like 3 blocks up the street from me. And he went to Gamehole Con. So he's a local guy, goes local con. Him and his buddy, Skip, signed up for a Call of Cthulhu game, one event for the whole entire convention. It was a 48-hour Beyond the Mountains of Madness game for the con. Like, an experience, right? Like, what? Now I could see some of the people that are like, oh, I have so many questions, right? Like, what if you died? How many breaks? Was it great? What about the other game? Like, you sign up for a 4-hour game and you don't like the players you're playing with, you leave the table and I gotta go to the bathroom and you don't come back, or you finish the game and you're like, oh, that was a terrible experience. Imagine signing up for a 48-hour con game. Takes some gumption. Let me just tell you. LUVs. Loves him. There you go. William Thorpe says, ran a session with my kids as well as my sister and brother-in-law when the two of them were visiting at the beginning of summer. Are they gamers, William? Or is it like, yeah, I ran it for them. They had never gamed before. Mr. Hobbs says Gamehole Con was good. And North Texas Con had dinner. Great moments. Even Gary Con was really good in 2024. There you go. Broken Witch. Favorite gaming con moment, PAX Unplugged, getting to meet Mike Pondsmith. Very nice. And having him sign a copy of Night City for me. Let me ask you this about Mike. Is he as cool in person as he is online? And I mean like cool as in like cool. Right? Favorite gaming moment, playing an 8-person session of Shadowdark. Player moment, fighting a T-Rex with Sean and gang. DM moment, convincing my group how much fun a DCC funnel can be. Hey, you make up like 4 characters, like 3 are probably going to die, but it's going to be so fun. It's going to be great. Oh, and by the way, you roll them randomly. Favorite gaming moment? I'm running an open-ended COC campaign with 5 independent groups of investigators operating separately. Whoa, that's a lift. Best was when 6 of the players all ended up together in the same place. Oh, I have so many questions about that. That sounds fantastic. I got to play more Call of Cthulhu. Maybe that's an answer to a question later. Evil Merlin, a Ship of the Dead meetup with Luke Stratton, the creator of Pirate Borg, here in Littleton, Colorado. Really good crew and fun gaming sessions. Got a good crew out there in Colorado. Some folks in the chat from Colorado. What's the big Genghis Khan out there? Evil Merlin, you go to Genghis Khan? Getting a consistent campaign rolling again. 3-hour online sessions make progress slow, but we're having fun. 30 game sessions. That's awesome. Converted a whole group of young gamers to Shadowdark. They converted them from 5e, I'm guessing, Drew? Flintfire Forge says, Ty, attending North Texas RPG Con for the first time. And my Shadowdark Barbarian pissing on one of my party because they were on fire. Hey, it reduced his damage. You know, we got to do what you got to do, I guess, right? Survival. Finally getting back to teaching my adventure design class this summer at the local university. Tad teaches a gaming design class. Tad's been in the gaming industry, a lot of video game industry experience with Tad, I've learned. Mr. White said, I had a good time in North Texas hanging with Hobbs. Well, is that... Wait, like, does that, that's weird. That's a weird combo. Gary Con was a blast too. No wonder he couldn't get to Gamehole Con. Sean, Mike Pondsmith is so cool in person. He just carries this cool vibe without even trying. He does. I've seen him run games. Like, he's got a cool... Like, what is it? He's got the Barry White voice too. Like, hey, all right, you're in a... I can't even do it. I'm not even going to try to do it. That was ran a session of Walking Dead for my daughter and her boyfriend, and she actually enjoyed it. I never thought she'd be interested. Surprised some gamers, right? Surprised some people that they don't know they're gamers. That's the thing. Some of these folks that don't game, they don't know that they're not gamers. They are. They just don't know it. We have to pull it out of them. Ran a Walking Dead game at FLGS, had a very withdrawn guy who was seemingly not really into role-playing, really deliver in the last few minutes of the game, having his PC kill his romantic rival. Epic. Third, Marjorie... Did my first ever sesh of GMing with a self-written liminal adventure. No one died. So is that a good thing? Or you sound disappointed with that? No one died? Like, that's the problem with chat. Like, I can interpret some of that, but some of the tone is lost. Are you happy that nobody died? Is it like, should I read it like, did my first ever sesh of GMing with a self-written liminal adventure. No one died. Or did my first ever sesh of GMing in a self-written liminal adventure. No one died. wrapping up an epic Abomination Vaults campaign, and then finally getting exalted to the game table. Fantastic. That was good stuff, man. Everybody's having so much fun. How can people not RPG, huh? Am I right? Look at this. Rinsling, I love reports of a successful introduction of gaming to newcomers. Great when it's family, too. Yeah, for sure. We need to do more, right? We do more? Dude, yes. Side comment, Wayne, Hoos, Sean, I like the idea of Barry White running a game so much. Right? Maybe we'll run a game as Bronco. Oh, boy. Yes. For sure. Mike Pondsmith he's so smooth. Like I don't think I've ever seen a I've never heard a game master like Mike. Like I take it like as the natural character, right? No wonder he does cyberpunk. Come on. Right? Lots of new faces, yeah. Yeah, lots of new faces for sure. All right, it sounds like things have dried up a little bit on the favorite gaming moment of 2024. Let's go to the next one, shall we? It's good stuff. RPG podcasts, let's show some love. Some of the creators out there. RPG podcaster, YouTuber or blogger you've enjoyed in 2024. Multiple answers are okay. I see this is kind of loaded since I'm here, but I don't expect anything because you're here. So pick somebody else. Let's give some love to some other podcasters, YouTubers. If you are a creator, if you are a podcaster, YouTuber, or blogger, let me know in the chat. And you can't put a URL, but you can spell it out if you want. Certainly encourage it. So some of the creators out there, podcaster, YouTuber, or blogger. Harrigan's got one. He's got a blog. Who else is blogging out there? Runeslinger, Anthony. He's got a podcast. I'm hoping he's still doing it. Craig at Third Floor Wars, always enthusiastic. Some love for Craig if you haven't listened to Third Floor Wars. Friend of mine, I would say. Show your love for some of these folks. It could be one of each category or multiple, whatever you want to put in there. Taking 20 podcasts that's gone every other week, but it's great info and full of dad puns. City on a Hill Gaming. Is that a podcast, William? Enjoying Harrigan's blog. Mirko's Tube, Digital Hobbit. Got a one out there. Whoops. Runeslinger, absolute legend. I don't know if you knew you had a fan there. Evil Merlin, Anthony. This live stream and re-listening to Gaming and BS. Start at 1 and we'll move forward. Ooh, thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. Jeff McAller, the gaming gang on YouTube. I ran into him at GameholeCon. He was in line for a beer, and I knew who he was. So I was just like, hey, Jeff. And I've seen your channel. Thanks for coming out. I don't think he knew what to say. He was like, pretty reserved guy. All right. Smart Party's debate on RPG reviews really helped hit some good anecdotes. All right. Analytic Dice. So Gabe and Saltheart from Saltlandia. Saltheart was here earlier. I don't know if he's still in there, Kevin. He's got Analytic Dice, him and Gabe. Skorkowski, Seth. Dave Thaumatomivore. And then Harrigan's Hearth. And this guy named Sean. So at least he spells it right. Some good love. The Weekly Scroll podcast. Some of you guys, you can come back and get these notes if you're looking for a good podcast, YouTuber, or blogger. Oh, did I miss your first recommendation? What was it? Did I miss it? This guy is okay. Oh, that's... I try. You guys make this help out. I'd be a dud. AP podcast on an occasional discussion cast. Between Two Cairns and Yes, Indeed. Now says Deku Games. Great job of interviewing indie RPG creators. Evil Merlin, Sean, Hobbs, and Orcus, also legends. Orcus Dorcas, Titterpigs, right? Orcus Dorcas and Modoc. Keith, check them out. Tomivore, Gaming Geek, there you go. Podcast, Between Two Cairns, Analytic Dice, Grumpy Old Geeks. Grumpy Old Geeks Tech, not RPGs. That's all right. The AARPGs and Upturned Table. Also, cough, Orcus, Dorcas, Titterpigs, and Rolling Boxcars. Rolling Boxcars, that's right, Keith's blog. Orcus Dorcas, like, him and Keith have Titterpigs, right? That's like Simon and Garfunkel. And then they split and they do their own thing. Like Orcus Dorcas, I guess, I don't know if he's Paul Simon or Art Garfunkel, but they also have their own solo gigs. Similar to Sean's note on Jeff there, I did get a drink one year with Ken Height in line at GameholeCon. Oh, that's all right. Ken is not short of talking. Runeslinger Nerds RPG Variety Cast is a lot of fun. Hey, to let Jason know that from the Discord. Third Floor Wars is a positive listen to and diegetic advancement as well. Ah. Orcus Dorcas show is good when he has guests. Oh, shots fired. YouTube. Sean Mirko, and I enjoy getting mad at Professor Dr. Mr. Dungeon Master for his clickbait titles. There was somebody on Twitter that I posed some of these questions on Blue Sky, and I was like, what was your favorite moment? Or I think I said, who have you met, like RPG wise, have you met anybody new in the RPG space face to face this year? And one of them was like Bob the Dungeon Master, Professor DM, a couple other individuals. And so I'm like, hey, did the Professor Dungeon Master wear a sweater vest? And he's like, I don't remember. Another person from out of nowhere was like, yes, he certainly did. So he must have been like the person that replied's buddy that was with him. He's like, yes, he was wearing a sweater vest. I'm like, awesome. Holding out for a feel-good TPK for Mouse Herder, Squeaks of Doom. Third Floor Wars to hit Armor Class 0 or Thaco with advantage. It's with Ange and oh my God, what's Jared? Oh my God, I almost forgot Jared's name. Sorry, Jared. Jared Rasher, Analytic Dice, Orcus Dorcas's RPG Shenanigans, Flint's Shadowdark game, Beck Me Berserker. It's good stuff there. Jason says, RPG Sean, How to RPG, Gaming BS is the one and only. There's others. Don't be afraid to expand. Curtis, good to see you, man. Wow, Curtis. Holy cow, how have you been? Curtis and I think, met on LinkedIn years ago. Wow. Good to see you, man. Great show recommendations. Thanks. I never filled that hole left by my lack of BS. Oh, thanks, buddy. Late but made it. RPG Gen Exile. Good to see you. That is all questions today. Total chat interaction. I may even bust out in song. It depends. Who's the Garfunkel? That's the multiple question. There's Keith. Facts. Wayne says, Deku, Lazy DM, Titterpigs, RPG Sean, Dave Thomavor, Digital Hobbit, and Vintage RPG. Yeah, Vintage is a good one. Tad says, Seth Skorkowski and the Third Floor Wars are always informative and fun. I like Bob World Builder and Ginny D for how positive they are about the hobby. Hey, Victor, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Bob got a little sour on the old Elon Musk thing. Got his blood boiling. But other than that, he's a good guy, from what I gather. Ginny D, always good. What about Sean? Possibly top 5 you enjoyed this year. This year, I would say, ooh, that's a good one. Get in the Trunk. From the folks at whatever big podcast it is. Get in the Trunk. Who is it? Gauntlet. Not. Who is it? I don't have my phone with me. The Delta Green Impossible Landscapes AP from them. Glass Cannon. That's who it was. Thanks, Broken Witch. I think that's one. YouTubers are hit or miss for me. Dave does good work. I like Dave's style. I like his kind of format. Let's see. Oh man. Some of the folks like Analytic Dice, Vintage RPG, Orcus Dorcas, and Keith's stuff, Titterpigs. What else? I'm trying to think. Mirko's stuff, Harrigan's blog. Those are some of the ones that I tune in to because I know them, right? Which also helps. Like some of them I don't know, but Seth's good, right? I don't know. Seth, his release schedule is pretty. Like, is it once a month or something? Like, I don't know if he really cranks out a ton of stuff now that he's like, I think he's over 100,000 subscribers. I like Seth's style as well. Yeah. What would a smart party do? For sure. I'm trying to think who else. Those are some of the big. Those are the probably ones off the top of my head. Grognardia for Hobbs. Oh, thanks for the shout outs. My black heart has grown 3 sizes today. I'm still not giving Black the Whovilles Christmas presents, but still, thanks. Yeah, you know. Harrigan is decent. I do have pants on. It's true. Fantastic. I've enjoyed these podcasts. Bandits Keep, 3D6 Down the Line, D&D Lorecast, and Reading D&D Aloud. Interesting. There's so many. It's a crazy landscape. It's just so hard to find a kind of a good one because they sometimes don't invest in sound quality. And if it just sounds like crap, I can't listen to it no matter how good the content is. It's like so many other ones to enjoy. It's like, here you go. I like the podcast and maybe you can hear me. Maybe probably, but now that's so funny. Oh, here we go. Like I gotta skip. Boop, bap, popping out of there. Many years ago, I'm good, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, all right. I'm doing all right. Can't complain, obviously. Sean and Sly Flourish. Had to give another vote for Sean, and most of the others I really like have already been mentioned. You can mention them too. Let's give multiple love. No problem. Spread it around. Love 3-6 down the line. Arden Vull AP. Ooh, I'm intrigued because Arden Vull is no joke. Orcus, Digital Hobbit, Harrigan's Hearth blog has been a treasure trove of gaming goodness. Seth Skorkowski, the Gaming Gang, and this Hoobs fellow has some interesting gaming discussions. Glass Cannon, there we go. Broken Witch was reminding me. You guys are like, God, this guy's so behind. Man Alone for the win. Saint Solitude, good to see you. Man Alone, interesting. I don't have a top 5 as they're all mostly background noise from prep games, except you, of course, Sean. That's all right in the background. I don't care. Keep it on in the background. Some of these things don't require like visual, right? Hence me reading everything. Get in the Trunk. Should be on my list too, as well as Magnus Archives. Yeah. The dog from Wizard of Oz and yours are going to unionize if we keep this up. Another one. Ain't Slayer Nobody. Great group. Ain't Slade Nobody. Happy Jacks has been great this year. I gotta give the Golden Lasso a little love. And Kimmy and the gang from Happy Jacks. My podcaster overflows. Seth and Analytic Dice are great. Too many to have top 5. No, Sean, it's an impossible landscape. Dun, 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 dun. A little empathy for the sound and audio files. Reviews from Ryala by Pookie. Seth Skorkowski. I didn't know Pookie did one. Good to know. Seth Skorkowski, Mike Shea, Gallant Goblin, and Mr. Tarask. Diversity and Dragons. Ooh, oof, 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 oof. I'll just say oof. 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 Hot take. Yeah, well, Hoobs and Franz is great also. Hoobs and Franz. I still listen to Shea Webster's GM Journal. Interesting. Whoops. It's pretty well the only channel I actually watch. Oh, well, thank you. Jeff, good to see you. Welcome. I've been listening to 3 to 6's Arden Voles. Sounds like a well-written campaign. Wow, another vote for that one. I'm going to have to check it out. I'm not a big AP guy. Glass Cannon I appreciate it because it's like Delta Green and Impossible Landscapes, and I think they get serious when the time is serious, and then they kind of know when to inject something that's somewhat hilarious. Roger Comstone, I mean, the character's name alone, but still can be. I just liked it. It wasn't too off the deep end, and it wasn't so polished. Like it was like, I don't know. That's just me. Wandering Tales is good AP because I'm in it. Well, I didn't know you were in that, Blake. Shea Webster's Roleplay Rescue. Great podcast. Oh, I really don't want to. I don't know. Yeah. If you like it, that's fine. I'm just not a fan. That's all. It's got some. I find that there are some shows that they have an audience and they agree with the person, like me, like some of you do. And that's fine and dandy. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum necessarily. It just, I'll just give an example. Slamming on Ginny D, to me, is just like not the best use of a channel for me. Like I don't have any animosity for Ginny D. And I find it odd that anybody would. And he does, so. If you don't like Ginny D, that's fine. But to get on like video and go like a whole 10 to 15 minutes of this is why she's popular because, it's just, nah. Have you listened to Tale of the Manicore? I have not. Good. Tome of Lime is a newer YouTuber whose videos I enjoy. Laramie recognizes Jeff. Good to see you. Really enjoyed Dice Exploder and the Ludonarrative Dissonance this year. Podcasts all about game design and mechanics seem to scratch an itch for me. Also, I will point out this. Christian Serrano, I can't remember the other person. They've been around for a while doing Savage Worlds. Are doing a podcast on, like if you're a creator, it's all about getting your stuff out there. So I got to find out the damn title of it. Maybe some of you already know about it, but it is literally like they're going to talk about episodes on crowdfunding, episodes on hiring freelancers, episodes on printing. Like if you are trying to get your foot in the door on how to make a product and put it out, they're covering it because it's a huge gap. There's not a ton of podcasts out there. And I think it's fantastic that they're doing it. So the 3D6 down the line AP is good because it's just them at the table. It's like listening to a familiar group, at least for me. As long as they sound okay and there isn't like a central mic in the middle of a table and you can't hear like one guy sounds like he's talking from the other room and then the other one is, 3 inches from the mic. Like I just can't. And it takes this much effort to fix that. Like with some tools today, it's like nothing. Get in the trunk. Season 1 was funny as hell. Hell yeah, Anubis. Yeah. All right, scrolling. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Thanks. Blog about men and their snacks. Harrigan's Hearth, a blog about men and their snacks. That's right. Oh yeah, RBG Pundit still ticking on those great reviews. Yeah, it's a whole. It's something to be aware of in the hobby. I just don't want to be anywhere near it. Honestly, it's just not my jam. Not my jam. But whatever. I really should blog about snacks. Yeah, well, maybe. Great. Like, yeah. Unboxing in the Nook. Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, I forgot that this was one after it was mentioned last night. It's all good. Lloyd causing chaos. Oh, that's Lloyd. There it is. See, I don't get all the handles at Orcus Dorcas. I like the Tomb of Lime. I like the B&W aesthetic. Or the black and white, I'm guessing, right? All right. Lidology is another good theory and design podcast. Good to know. Designing Problems. Oh, that's what it is. Who looked it up? Designing Problems. Go check it out if you're a creator. If you want to know some insight into like getting stuff out there. Oh, thanks, Hoos. Jeff says, okay, Tale of Manticore is a must-try in the new year. It's also an RPG, soul RPG storytelling. The second season is a great story. Pookie's in the house. Look out, Pookie. No, Sean. They're on their own mics. The sound quality is good, but in my opinion, the thing moves at the pace of a glacier. All right. Lloyd, right there. He's right up there with Venger, whatever the hell his name is. So Venger is local to me. I know who he is. I know his real name. He's like in my city. I've known him for 15 years. Yeah. You're right, Lloyd. Yeah. As long as you're aware of who they are. Like, I don't agree with many. Like, I just don't see. There's just energy that needs to be like focused in it. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever. All right. I think I'm caught up. That's right. It is. I don't want to dox the guy, but he is a different person when you meet him. Let me tell you. Face to face. Loud keyboardist. Oh, please, let's not delve into these guys. Yeah. Let's not give these guys much, all right? Not even when I clicked on it. Whoops. All right, let's go to the next one. Moving on. Keep her moving, as we say in Wisconsin. Keep her moving, Ope. What RPG you acquired in 2024 that excited you the most? 2024, acquisition. Doesn't mean it had to be released in 2024. But you were like, yes. Either maybe you played it, you ran it, you bought it, you were excited about it, you got it, and then maybe you weren't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Don't read too much into it. Mileage may vary. I think sometimes he probably follows people just to keep on the loop on stuff so he can just get fodder for slamming the crap out of everybody. Harrigan says, Electrum Archive. Outcast Silver Raiders. I would say mine is probably Outcast Silver Raiders. Nah. Or maybe Outgunned. I don't know. Outgunned? Maybe. OSR's good. Vaesen. Somebody corrected me on Blue Sky about how to say Vaesen. Swedish. Harrigan. He's like, I find it hilarious when I hear English speakers pronounce. I think he says it's Vaesen. So I thought it was funny. Dune 2020. Dune. Woohoo! I'll tell you what's more before I get up the floor. Don't bring me Dune. A little singing, a little dance maybe. That's what I do here. For everybody's entertainment. Also prepping to head out and drive my daughter to the airport. Cheers. Good to see you, Harrigan. Thanks so much. If I don't talk, I'll see you before the new year. Green Knight, released by film studio A24 to promote the film of the same name. I've watched The Green Knight. Tales of Argosa by Pickpocket Press and Steve Grodzicki from Down Under. Test tricky. Brindlewood Bay. Murder, She Wrote meets Scooby-Doo meets Call of Cthulhu. You play little old ladies investigating murders in a small coastal New England town, and it's all weirdness. Oh, yeah. Know the Brindlewood Bay and the Gauntlet. Jason Cordova and the gang. Blake Bodvason playing it. We'll run it in 2025. Evil Merlin, D&D 4E Core. Oh, my goodness. Do I need an intervention? Man. You play what you play. Here's the thing. This is what kills me. People say, oh, 4E. Oh, God, that's a terrible game. I don't remember. How can anybody play that? Like, ugh, gross. But who cares? You're not going to play it. They're not asking you, or they're not going to invite you to play it. So where's all the angst? Who cares? Who cares? That's all I'm saying. Evil Merlin, you play your 4E heart out, man. Mongoose Traveler. Ah. The Electric State, Dren. Ah. Have you played it yet, Dren? Different Swedes pronounce it differently. Well, I don't know about this guy. This guy, I think he writes for the Webster Dictionary of Sweden. Just saying. Because he told me so on the internet. And I believe everything on the internet. Embers of the Imperium for Genesis. Ooh, Genesis system. Getting some love. Sweet, sweet Genesis system. There'll always be. Turn it on. Turn it on again. There you go. Runeslinger Think the Rivers of London RPG from Chaosium has been the most exciting for 2024 for me. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, today's sing and dance for sure day. Like, look at all these people. Like, how else am I going to get like a tip in my hat? Pendragon Core. X-Crawl. Q. Mother freaking panic at the dojo. Is that a game? Is that seriously a game? I must get it. Godlike from Arc Dream Publishing. All right. Not an RPG, but a great find this year was Completely Unfathomable by Jason Schultes. Jason puts out some good stuff. Nubis, got to be Delta Green, though I haven't run or played it yet. Oh! Dude, I should have ran it for you. Mr. Hobbs, X-Crawl Classics, Broken Switch, Shadowdark. That's a good one, too. I did get that. I think I did get that this year. Shadowdark. Shadowdark's up there for sure for me. Reading Aid, Mothership. Godlike, awesome. And a Ryan impression, bingo. Oh, there you go. There you go. Congratulations, Ryan, our bingo winner. Brindlewood Bay is good, but Matrons of Mystery offers the same in a simpler format and without Cthulhu. What? Interesting. Castles and Crusades. I ran it this past summer and hope to run more of it in 2025. Look out! Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland. Never heard of it until Bet picked it up from the Goodman Games table at PAX. Very cool. Speaking of 4E, finally got my physical copy of Beacon. Shambot, The Wild Sea has been a great palate cleanser for my longtime players. Shadowdark and Dragonmane have been great for the new to the hobby players. Dren played it at Gamehole. Ah, very cool. Very, very, very cool. Very cool, man. Very cool. Neon Lords is awesome. Oh. And also Fate of the Norns. Norms, right? Our 2025 wish list is Ruination Pilgrimage. Ooh. Sean, have you been to my LGS? I think you know some of the people there. Maybe. Where? Do I? or my invitation is reminding you. Oh, the impression. Okay, that makes sense. Well, some people do impressions of celebrities. Not me. I just picked the average gamer. Oh, hey, no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, average gamers. Walking Dead, Pacific Rim, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Mutants and Masterminds. 3E. There's a chunk. There's a chunk of RPGs. The rule set I wrote at work one night was a slow night at work. That's a good thing. Laramie works in medical healthcare. So if he's not busy, it's a good night. A song and actually face. It's a twofer. Now I got to do a song as the actually face at the same time. Holy cow! Get going, Sean. You're back. You're so far behind, man. Oh, and Moonlight over Roseville Bay. Interesting. Jeff says Alien RPG was a good run through this year. Did you do campaign? Or did you do the serial play? Unboxing in the Nook. Got to play Moonlight Bay with the designer at Gen Con. Enjoyed it. Jeff, Go Free League. There you go. Noir styled Hard City was excellent. Very good. WHPA Hometown Cable Heroes. That is, what is it? Public access, right? Public access. Some of these names are like, they're getting too long for me to remember in my brain. Walking Dead, Mystic Punks, Quick Start, Eat the Reich. And tons of Harn PDFs. But this year, I picked up the hardcover books. Tasty. Does that count? Yes, it counts. Harn. Exalted Essence tops my list. I played Shadowdark and Lancer this year, both pleasant surprises. We got somebody who wants to play Eat the Reich. Weird Heroes of Public Access. There you go. Thanks, Shambot. All right. Good. Everybody's waited. Moving on. 2 RPGs that you played the most in 2024. The most. Got a few more questions. At this rate, we're going to be here a little while. That's okay, though, unless you got something to do. If you need a bolt, by all means. You can do the Irish goodbye. 2 RPGs that you played the most in 2024. Mine was Delta Green and what did we play? And Shadowdark, maybe? Delta Green and Shadowdark. So I did Delta Green. Got done with one, 9 session. And then probably Shadowdark with West Marches was probably another one that I did the most. Macho Women with Guns. Alrighty then. That sounds like a showstopper there. Tales of Argosa, Hyperborea. Nice. Delta Green and Moship. Is that what it is now? Is it Mosh? Is that the shortness of Mothership? Okay. CNC. I need to play more con games. Weird Heroes of Public Access. Designed by Joey Royale. Joey has been spoken before. Who is one of our favorite GMs at Gen Con. Very good. Dragonbane and Vaesen. Outgun and the Walking Dead. Walking Dead and Shadowdark. Twilight 2000 and Call of Cthulhu. Twilight 2004, 4E, right? I know that from Aaron. D&D 5E, yep, that's this year. That's all right, whatever. Call of Cthulhu and GURPS. GURPS? Oh, wow. Delta Green and OSE. Fabula Ultima. I think it's got 15 sessions if it is, which is wild. which is one of the news stories I should have brought up. I'll maybe bring it up next week. Was like, what were the big sellers on drive-through? And I think Fabula Ultimate was one of the top for the year. Tad says Ultraviolet Grasslands and Traveler. If played equals run, which, tomato, 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 potato, potato. Dragon Main Monster of the Week. None run by Blake, though. Oh. D&D 5e, DCC, Cypher System, and Shadowdark. All of those. Okay, Ryan. 2. That's all right. It's fine. Can't get into the 2 at school. 2 played the most in 2024. Call of Cthulhu and Leagues of Adventure. 6e COC. Yeah. All right. Yeah. D&D 5e and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Look out. Broken Witch. Weird Frontiers. Hey, shout out for my buddy Dave Beatty and the team. I know Dave. Dave's good. Just lost his kitty over the holidays. He had a kitty get sick. Dave, if you don't know Dave, he's a big kitty guy, cat guy. Does rescues, does a fundraiser for like his local kitty rescue or humane society. Broken heart, that guy. Big heart. Shadow the Weird Wizard. FFG Age of Rebellion. Ooh, Age of Rebellion, yes. When I got Star Wars Fantasy Flight game stuff, Age of Rebellion was like, it was the last one I think I bought. And then I'm like, Rogue One, man, Age of Rebellion. Boom. Yes. Or Rogue One meets Inglourious Bastards meets Age of Rebellion. Oh, that's 4, not 2. I get an F. Well, 2 games, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition with the Enemy Within campaign, big campaign, and X-Crawl Classics. Blake runs games. He told me he doesn't run anything at all. Shambot, 5e, and Shadowdark. Solid. Only one I got to the table was D&D 5e with the kids. Read a lot of Pathfinder 2. Flint says Shadowdark for sure. For sure, man. It always feels like GURP should be said like the guy from the Revenge of the Nerds films. GURP. GURPS. GURPS. Weird Frontiers. Nice. There you go. Cat Dad. For sure, Cat Dad. Such an awesome guy and cat hero, yeah. Have you met him, Broken Witch? Age of Rebellion has legs. Says Rune Slingler. Jeff says OSC and DCC. Read a bunch of Weird Frontiers to run, and CheapCon, I don't think, have the bandwidth for that as a con game. Needs to be a campaign. Maybe. Honestly, those Star Wars books only needed 1 book. They did not need to split them into 3. True story. I agree. What are you going to do? Boy, I can't wait for them to make a Star Wars game in the vein of the Marvel Universe RPG and see how that turns out. Ooh. My most played were Pathfinder 2E Abomination Vaults and Agents of Edgewatch and Exalted Essence. It's a Piftui. All right, ready for the next one? Let's do it. We only got like 30 more. Just kidding. Any conventions you attended? Bing, bang, boom. 1, 2, 3, 0. Conventions. Gamehole Con. What can I say? It's my one. BSR Con, which is online. Some of you folks, if you're interested, BSR Con event registration goes live today at noon. It's online, virtual. It's the 4th year we're doing it. So it's in January. It was solely set up because a lot of BSers are game masters, right? BSers fans of the Gaming and BS podcast. A lot of game masters, and they are ones that are like, well, my home group just wants to play this game. Oh, here's a group that plays lots of different games or wants to play different games, and they're in the same boat. So we got the gaming moot set up, and then it was like, well, we can't, like, hey, I'll play Walking Dead. Hey, I'll play Walking Dead. Hey, I'll play that. And then they couldn't get the schedules to meet. Yeah, I will fix that. I will set aside one weekend, and everybody can put up a game, and everybody sign up for it. So that's what BSRCon is. So if you're interested, all right. Game hole. Let's knock it out in the game hole. All right, reading aid. Yukon. Joe Swick in Michigan. Matt. Whoop. Come on, skipping around. Concave. A Relaxacon in Kentucky. Relaxacon? That sounds fantastic. CheapCon, BSRCon, Gamehole Con, there, Gary Con. None. I'm tired of con crud. Yeah. Virtual is an option, my friend. It's a big zero for me. Hoping to up that in 2025. This is Ryan. Oh, yeah, man. Gamehole Con, Dragon Fight, BSRCon. Gen Con, and Drag Meet. Drag Meet. Drag Meet. That's all. Oh, that's down the hall. Grog Meet Virtual Con. I should go to Grog Meet. I should run a game for Grog Meet. My UK friends. Lloyd Gen Con. Woo! But actually best con of the year. Gale Con in Dublin. Ooh. Only PAX Unplugged. I plan to attend at least 3 or 4 in 2025. Game Hole Series Contender. Wow. Would love to have you. Let me know if you're coming. I'll introduce you to some of the people in the chat. Drew, Genghis Con, Gary Con, Cheyenne Gaming Con, and Tacticon. Tacticon. That's out in Maryland, right? Tacticon, East Coast. They have that, right? Gen Con, UK Games Expo, Owlbear and Wizard Staff, Concrete Cow, the second Concrete Cow, and Dragon Meet. Very nice. BSRCon, Gamehole Con, Rock Con, Hobbs and Friends. BSRCon and Intrigue Con. Local con with about 50 to 60 attendees. Nice and quaint. Personal. 2 most played Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay and Paleo Mythic. All right. RelaxCon is TTRPGs happen all weekend. Otherwise, just hang and converse with awesome people out by the pool and room parties at night. There you go. I just think it's like a spa day, the whole con. Best Convention 2024 and 2025, Forge Midwest. Tim is a member of the organizing crew for Forge Midwest. It's a good con. Game Storm in Portland. Pretty good. I played some games with Brian Reeves, who writes for Savage Worlds. Very good. Good to see a Murder Hobo show. Colorado. That's right. I got it wrong. What's the one out in Maryland? East Coast. I can't remember. I get it mixed up. Thanks, Drew. Gamehole, some of the best gamers in me. Forge Midwest, Booyah, Gary Con, Gamehole, Clear Con, Cheap Con of the North, Can Con in Canberra, and Phenomenon in Melbourne. Well, there you go. Cheap Con North, BSRCon, Dice and Diversions, PAX U. PAX U, a.k.a. Con Crud Con. Mr. White says HexCon, BSRCon, Gary Con, Genghis Con, Tacticon, and North Texas Con. All right. Cons. Next question. What RPG are you most excited for in 2025? This is the most anticipated one, right? That Ian World's putting out there. Most excited for in 2025. What RPG are you most excited for in 2025? Laramie says the one I get to play. That's probably a good one. Ran some High Plains Samurai for a couple of online times. Games of the North, I think, was one of them. Daggerheart. Look out, Daggerheart. Daggerheart. Daggerheart? I don't even know her. Dolmenwood. That's one of my top ones, I think. Dolmenwood. Who's the other one? There's another one on that list. Dolmenwood. Shoot. Gen Con, Hoosier Con, BSer Con, and Paizo Con. Had a great time at each. Nice. Dolmenwood. Mythic Bastion Land I had like as a third. I never got in on it, but I'm kind of interested to see how it comes out. Dolmenwood. See you, Joe. Ryan, pass. Bedtime, keep her moving. All right, see you, Laramie. You ever make a sequel for High Plains Samurai? It was great. There you go, Lloyd. There you go, Todd. Fan. Draw, steal. Oh, wait, that's for 2027. Oh, hey, shots fired. It's a bit hard to pick, but I think my most anticipated general release in 2025 will be Blue Planet Recontact. But it might be Ars Magica Definitive. We'll see. Intrigued by Draw Steel. I'm playing in the latest playtest. There you go. Continuing 5e. Currently playing and running Savage Worlds for my 6th grade and 4th grade nephews. They have never played TTRPGs before. Oh, thank you for doing that. Keep the hobby alive. The youngsters. Also 2925 looking forward to Stormlight Archive and possibly hating it. Imagine that was supposed to be 2025, but that's okay. I got it, Lloyd. It's that metric system year. Discworld. Tales Argosa is it slated for 2025? Inquiring minds want to know. Hobbs. Hell yeah, creator once made like 2 extra pre-gens and run cons. I've been using them. Yeah, there you go. Discworld. OSE campaign. We're playing in and running a bunch of Shadowdark. I plan to try Old Gods and or Magnus Archives. Okay. Ryan Mothership. Wayne. Of their list, 13th Age. Looking forward to Mystic Punks, but my fave is probably unknown to me at the moment. Now Lloyd and Todd know each other. Oh, that guy. Oh, okay. Our Golden Age, an Ultraviolet Grasslands RPG sequel. Rapscallion. Looks good, and maybe Stone Top will be finished in 2025. Planet of the Apes, says Tad. Nelson says, not sure it's my jam, but interested to dig into the Broken Empires. All right. Conan by Monolith. Interesting dice mechanics, says Murder Hobo Show. RPG Age and Exile Symbaroum. Ooh, such a good setting. Whoa. Reading A13H2E, but I don't know if it's really going to be ready for 2025. Could be the most anticipated for 2026, maybe. We'll see, say. Mom, we'll see, say. It's going to come out. Just assume it's coming out in 2025. Great choice. I love that setting so much. Yeah. Golden Age. Punk is Dead. Merkborg theme. Punk is Dead. That's like the Pink album, black and white and pink. Like album looking game, I think. Was covered on crowdfunding. Also, WHPA hardback fulfillment. Hell. Oh, you accidentally added me. Thanks, Broken Witch. I thought, so it wasn't me, Mom. 2025. We're getting into the future now. Look into the future, folks. To the future. Oh, thanks. Look to the future. All right, let's get to the next one. I'm going to start dropping people off. Hey, you get out. Next to Haltestelle. What gaming-related thing are you going to change in 2025? Yeah. What gaming-related thing are you going to change? Like, do more of, do less of, change a style, try a different, approach, less prep, more prep. Like, I don't want to give you any more ideas, but What gaming related thing are you going to change in 2025? Oh, there's one right out of the gates. Murder Hobo Show. Play in more online conventions. All right. Use alchemy and Roll20 more. Oh, okay. Hoos. Oh, find a new local group. Ooh, good luck, buddy. Good luck. I'm going to do reviews because it's clearly where the drama is. Did you watch Seth's most recent video, Lloyd? Learn of ETT, a.k.a. Foundry, maybe. Evil Merlin says, all right. Going to try and run a West Marches style game at DCC at my local store. Oh, I want to do a video on West Marches, but I think it's going to be a two-parter. Things I've learned. Ryan West. Thank you. Play more games and hopefully online conventions. Okay, play more. That's a pretty good one. That's pretty good. I'm looking forward to Coriolis the Great Dark, Curseborn, Cosmere RPG, Starfinder 2E. I can't limit it to just one. Stop being a punk and run some online games and finally learn Fantasy Grounds. All right. Goal is to run more in-person games in 2025 and more regularly so that I have some consistency in my schedule. All right. Going to finally run a game at a con. There you go, Tad. You could do it. Just put it away. Throw. You got this. You got this. You're never going to see him again anyway if you blow up the table. You'll be fine anyway. I want to run a con at a game. Run a game at a con. Run a con at a game. Change. Do more digital prep. Learn some new tools. Hey, speaking of which, winky emoji. Check out the latest video on this channel. Hey, just saying. Drew says play regularly, play a variety of games at cons. Mine's going to be, I don't know. I want to hone my craft, man. I still think that I got a lot of growing to do as a game master. I think I'm coming up short. We'll see. I've got two big games that are coming up. One is going to be Outcast Silver Raiders. It's going to be a longer-term campaign with some of the folks that are in the chat. And then there's going to be another game of Coriolis. I don't know how long it's going to last. I want to say 6 to maybe 10 sessions. It's not going to take all that long, but so there's going to be a time when I'm going to want to run another game. Do I stick with Delta Green? I've been itching to do like something like Outgunned or Feng Shui. Like 80s, just over the top characters, just blowing crap up everywhere. Like embrace the Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Chuck Norris. Oh, I don't know if I can do Chuck Norris. When you want to run a RPG with Chuck Norris runs you. I'm going to attempt a nice upgrade for my gaming table. I'm looking into buying a decent size 50 by 55 inch display to use digital maps for. Need to iron out some details, but funds are allocated. Very nice. Cool. Need to find a local group to play story games face to face. Want to stretch my storytelling skills with others who want to fail forward more often, go into some depth, that kind of thing, yo. That's how Todd talks. No, he doesn't. Run games that I promised to run last year. Oh, well, Orcus. I mean, sounds like there might be an adjustment that needs to happen here. Big Trouble in Little Wisconsin. Yeah, for sure. Find a long-form game to run for my regular Wednesday night group. There you go. Run more games at my friendly local game store and find a new group for in-person games. Boy, you guys looking for in-person games, man, good luck. Like starting from scratch. So I've done that, though. I've posted in like a local game store and started there, and then we moved to like a buddy of mine, and they're still going. Brooklyn North, born and raised. I didn't know that. Todd. No. Are you yanking my chain? Run games more frequently for my kids. Brooklyn North, a.k.a. Canada. That's the joke, right? I almost went over my head. Run more games more frequently for my kids. Yank. Also finish Massive Mountain. Oh, dude. Man. Matt, those that have started that campaign, those that have finished that campaign. That's Canada for you. Always over Americans' heads. Ha. I see what you did there. All right, let's get into the next one. Almost done, almost done. You could make it. What gaming conventions do you have planned in 2025? GameholeCon, BSRCon. This is kind of a lame question. We covered cons. You guys going to the same cons? I aim to get my first solo products out this year. I've worked for others. Time to publish my own. Yeah, baby. I got another question too. It's going to be it's not RPG related. Yeah. Almost done. Almost there. Almost there. BSRCon, ChiefCon, Gamehole. North Texas, and HoffCon. Finally going back to GaryCon, Ted says. All right. Might see Hobbsy there. Breakout Con in March. It starts on my birthday. Happy birthday, March. In March, Todd. And honestly, I deserve spoiling myself after this past year's non-RPG-based fiasco. Ah, yes. BSRCon, GenghisCon, Gamehole. Boom. DaveCon, Gamehole. Boom. Page 2 and PAX Unplugged are the definite ones so far. Good. Good. Concave. Hopefully BSRCon and Lexington Game Con. There you go. Cool. Cool, man. Very cool. I'm grounded. RPG Gen Exile is 14 years old, folks. No, I'm just kidding. Hope you're not 14. Oh, of course you're not. Gamehole Con, Wayne says. You better be there this year, Wayne. We told Wayne hasn't been to a Gamehole in like, what, the last 2 years or just last year? Due to personal commitments and obligations he's had. So we told him, like, you got to tell all your friends not to get married, not to get divorced, not to get sick. BSCon, Forge, Gamehole, Midwinter. Shambot's, I see a theme there. Shambot's local to me as well. I should try to get to Forge, obviously. You know, Tim's in the chat, so he's always like, Sean. I know. Been to Gen Con several times, but never Gamehole. Feels bad. Gen Con is great. It's a great con. It's like, you know, Mecca, they say, but man, it is too many people for this dude. I went there the first year it was in Indy. I think last year I was there was 2011? I think the most amount of people that were there when I was there was 30,000. Now it's like 60 to 70,000. BSRCon, Dwagon Con, Reagan Flight, and Gamehole Con. Cool. Chaosium, Genghis, North Texas, and Gamehole. I'd like to come out to Gamehole, but maybe not this year. One day. Yeah. Be a big BS Landia presence. Strategic Con, maybe Chaosium Con, Kubla Con. Would love to do BSCon this year, but we'll have my son that weekend. No problem. Understandable. Son is more important. I think. I think he is. I don't know. 2011 was my last Gen Con. Yeah. We were there. I saw you. I waved. And my bus arrived. Thanks for the cast. See you, Lloyd. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Maybe next week, if you're taking the same bus, stop by. I'll be here 8 a.m. Central Time, U.S. Thanks for hanging out. Let's go. Happy New Year. Thanks, Sean. Yep. See you, Jeff. See, so I'm starting to drop them off. Here we go. Got to get going. Ditto to Sean on Gen Con. Too big for this Wyoming cowboy. Yeah, right? Let's get, I've got 2 questions. 2 questions left. Let's see. Next one. Top 2 RPGs you want to play in 2025. So, not to be mistaken for the ones you're anticipating that you want. Could be the same. Could be different. But this like the one, like what's your most anticipated RPG is like the one that's coming out, right? In 2025. This is like Look at all the shelf, all the local game store stuff, all the racks of games, and you want to try to get these two to the table in 2025. Player or game master. I would say, for me, top 2 RPGs I want to play. I say The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead. And there's a few other ones that are being offered at BSRCon that I want to check. But The Walking Dead is one. Decisions. Maybe Outgunned. I've played Outgunned, but I haven't run it. Savage Worlds and Savage Worlds. There you go. Ruination. Ruination Pilgrimage Frontier Space. All right. I'd like to play Savage Worlds Rifts and Werewolf the Apocalypse newest edition. You guys are being really good about naming 1 to 2. Coriolis Third Horizon. That would be the other one. That's the one I forgot. Coriolis, The Dark, and I just said it. Jesus. What's wrong with me? Delta Green and Outgunned. Okay, all right. Good combo. D&D 4E and Fantasy Flight Games Rogu Trader. Going back to the Forbidden Archives. Hey-o. Would love to play Delta Green 2025. Oh, I got to run another Delta Green game, it sounds like. Electric State, X-Crawl Classics, Outgunned. Delta Green, another one for Delta Green. I can get another Delta. I do this to source. I'm crowdsourcing who to wants to play Delta Green. Spectacular's Imperium Maledictum. Ooh. Warhammer on that guy. Nelson the One Ring, Conan the Barbarian Conan, it's like the One Ring and Conan Barbarian of Lemuria. / Barbarians of Lemuria. Coriolis the Great Dark and Dragonbane. Yeah, Coriolis the Great Dark. I think it would be cool. If I'm not burned out on Coriolis after Michael Gurley runs it. Started Coriolis this month. Again, interesting mechanics and setting. Yeah. I'd like to start a new campaign of All for One. Regime Diabolique. Musketeers versus the Supernatural. And Wraith the Oblivion, 2nd edition. Whoa. Warhammer Fantasy and Vampire Masquerade by RPG Exile. Reading Aids to Shadow of the Weird Wizard and Mothership. Shambot, Frontier Scum, and Runecairn. All right. Good stuff. Last question. Should we do it? Hang in there, you bonus XP for those that have hang out to the last question. What non-gaming thing are you going to try in 2025? Non-gaming thing. Non-gaming thing. Just you. What are you going to try? So I am reading I'm listening, audiobook, The Artist's Way. So I'm getting into these like books on creativity and stuff like that. And this like Steal Like an Artist. I have Share Like an Artist, Not Steal Like an Artist. Same author that I'm reading. But the Artist's Way, I'm listening to an audiobook. There's one little smidgen that I'm not a big fan of, but whatever. And it talks about morning papers. And morning papers is that you can do it in the morning, but I'm sure you can do it in the evening as well. I think there's a reason for doing it in the morning. But you literally sit down and you write 3 pages of whatever comes to mind. So somebody, sure, that's journaling. No, not the same, I don't think. Journaling to me is more probably a calculated or I think it can be a journal, but it can't, like, a journal can't be this. Or a journal can be this, but the artist, like morning papers aren't a journal. So you literally just stream of conscious write. And some of the purpose of that is to unlock a lot of the creativity in your brain and some of the things that your brain or your self-conscious or unconscious, subconscious, maybe self-conscious, subconscious. Your subconscious, like by doing that, it is like putting things like out of the way, kind of releasing that stuff onto the paper in order to become more creative. It's an interesting concept, and people like have sworn by this thing. It's a huge book, like a huge seller. And if you are in the creative space, or you want to unlock creativity, I recommend the book. So I used to journal, and then I gave it up for some reason. It's like, well, you got to get a habit, and a habit is something that you have to do like more than 10 times, and then it becomes a habit. And it's like, there's also a habit book that I've written or read, but I don't believe it, because I was like, oh, I could do a journal for a year, every day for a year, and then I stopped. Morning papers is going to be interesting. I'm going to try that because I think I want to unlock more creative juices, because I found that that's one, I don't want to say it's a regret, but I don't think I'm as a creative. I'm finding creativity more later in life for some reason than, from my earlier years. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to try to do. Compete in an over 40 karate tournament. Oh, chumbe. All right, Matt. Definitely. See, this is like, I grab all this and go, hey, next year, this time I'll go, hey, did you do this stuff? Who says I'm going to try to read more fiction and do more writing? Try. There is no try. There is only do. I will give this advice to anybody who's like, this is kind of the New Year's resolution question. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, New Year's resolution, those things are just terrible. Nobody abides by them. And I agree. And I think it's because a lot of people try to bite off more than they can chew, right? So if you're going to read, like, I'm going to try to read one book every 2 months, right? Like something, it's like the habit thing. Like there's a habit book that I read. Oh, it's so awesome. But why would somebody not be able to do that? And usually it's because there are obstacles that get in our way and we don't move them out of the way. Like sometimes it's a convenience thing, right? Like, well, why don't I go to the gym? Well, I hate putting on my clothes. It's such a pain in the butt. Then I got to drive there or whatever. So you remove some of those, driving, you have to drive there. But like you have your gym clothes out, or you wear, you put them on after lunch. So then you're in the clothes and then you go. It's like subtle things like that. So it's kind of like leading up to trying to accomplish what you're trying to do and removing some of those hurdles. Train to become Batman. Ryan, good luck with that. Let me know how that goes. Speaking of hurdles. More hiking, walking, and reading. Some books that have languished on my bookshelf for far too long. There you go. All right. Blogging. Want to start blogging. Lose weight, work out, remove processed foods and seed oils. It's huge. We all want to be like, I want everybody to be around longer. We've lost some good folks this past year in the RPG space. Some good friends. Health is, it's a big topic. That is a hard hill. But I hear you, RPG Gen Exile. I hear you. That's why I'm going to ditch this. I got to ditch this in 2025. Probably do this too. Got to ditch it. I can guarantee you this. If you're a consumer of a soft drink a day, if you cut that out, you'll shed 10 pounds in like 2 weeks. Like that. And then it'll taste like shit and you won't want to eat it, drink it. Read some of these fiction books. Fiction I have on my shelves and Kobo Reader. On the Kobo Reader, got it. Going to solo walk from Porto to Santiago, Spain. Get out of here. Seriously? 196 kilometers in March. Wow, that's fantastic. Wow, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Travel, heading to Greece this year. Wow, all right. Very cool. Used to do morning pages, really good exercise. Oh, good to know. You used to. You don't do it anymore? It's another thing about morning pages. Nobody gets to read them. They're not to be shared. Journaling, I don't care. Like, it's good to reflect, right? I would even, something happens to me, my wife cracks it open. Morning pages are never supposed to be shared. Like, you're just... Thinking about taking a language class this spring. Espanol? Michael Holland, Shadowdark, and Wrath and Glory. So The Walking Dead in mine and Shadowdark is the two games I want to see in 2025. Drew says, renewing my tech certifications, getting back to my workout routine, learning new tools and skills for work. Tech certifications. Yeah, security CISSP, obviously, big one. Any Cisco, Palo Alto certs if you're a route switch guy, Drew. But you probably already know that. Daily sketching in a journal to track my progress to improve my drawing skills. Very cool, very cool. Just draw. Just draw. Whatever. Just draw. Like, seriously, if you're going to draw, just draw. I say that as a person that's probably like, it's got to be good. Just draw. Just create. Pick up drawing tools again. Find those gremlins that keep shrinking my clothes. Get back on the couch to 5K program. Gym fills up in January, is usually empty again in March. Yep, you know the deal. Getting back into HEMA, and we'll try to continue that in the new year and get more involved. There you go. Read 52 books, which is my goal every year. Pick up 4 new tech-related certs. Michael, how many books did you get to this year, 2024? Did you hit 52? That's a book a week. That's good. Ryan, yeah, I cut out pop, and now it tastes gross if I drink it. I just recently cut sugar from my diet. It's hard. Everything is sugar, for sure. For sure. Like, I used to kind of poo-poo vegetarians. That's me. Oh, vegetarian. Oh, give me a break. But, I mean, talk about getting rid of processed foods. Dren says, do more art, get it seen more. Meditate. Reading aid. There is a book by Ryan. Can't remember Ryan's last name. He does a lot of stoicism. And there's a book on silence. But you guys didn't think I was as well read as I am, right? Well read. Whatever. There is a book that I would... It's not on meditation either. It's really good, though. Oh, what? Those aren't all. Where am I? What is... Come on. Stillness. Ryan Holiday. Stillness is the key. It's great. Stillness is the key. It's about essentially unplugging. And so it's not like a preachy book, like this is what you should do. He talks about stillness in the sense of like not being occupied or being unplugged. And he gives examples of, JFK during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Steve Jobs, when he would walk around campus with other individuals, like he'd do walking meetings, right? He would get out and walk around, like no headphones, nothing, not listening to anything, just walking. Stillness, and how in those moments you can gain clarity and think about different things without having your mind focus on something. So it's not meditation per se, but it's a great book. I loved it. So many resolutions in 2020, but more hiking, reading, writing, and dating in 2025 are top of the list. Oh, and moving to a new town. Whew, that's a lot, man. Oh, man. More reading. All right. Truth. I dropped soda 4 years ago. Can't even drink it now. Yeah. There it is. Flint knows it. You knew that book. Ryan Holiday. Yeah. Stillness. Oh, it's such good. I mean, I'm starting to get into some really cool books. Like there's some I got, I'm like, oh, I can't even read. I can't even listen to this thing for like the next, I can't listen 10 more minutes of this thing. But there's some where I will listen to audio. And I'm like, I'm going to go buy the hardback. Just to put it on the shelf. Sounds like a book to pick up. It's almost impossible to not be focusing on one thing or the other. And it's not even meditation. Like if you can meditate, great. But it's literally just go and, ego is the enemy. Yes, I have that one too. I think that might be one that's like a little, I think I have that one. Do I have that one? It was on my list. I don't know if I ever got it. I started listening to The Courage to be Disliked, which is interesting because it's like if you've ever listened to like C.S. Lewis's Screw Tape Letters, where there's two demons writing letters to each other about, possessing a soul, of course, fiction. But with this book specifically, The Courage to be Disliked is like a philosophy book out of Japan, I think, and it was English translated. And it's a pupil and a philosopher talking about, there's a specific, and I think it's like a psychologist, but and I can't remember who it is. And it was okay, but it was very much a student questioning, and then the wise philosopher like enlightening the person. Very good. Stefan, look at this. Stefan, you're coming in at the end, man. We're wrapping up, dude. Good to see you, though. Happy holidays. Stefan Dragon Spawn. Do you recommend Stillness as an audiobook or physical? So, I think it's an audiobook, but I'm an audiobook guy. And I've said this before. If I read, I will fall asleep. That's the problem I have. So, audiobooks, I got to walk the dogs, put in the ear pods, boom. Walk the dog, listen to it. Driving somewhere, put in the ear pods, listen to it. So, I'm an audiobook guy first, but it's not like some books, like The Artist's Way has like prompts in it, right? When you're doing your morning papers, it'll say like, I don't know, it'll give you some prompts like, look back and, highlight the big most regrets you've had, or what you want to try to achieve, in the next month or year or whatever. Like so it'd be cool to have that in hardback where you're going through and you're like, okay, right. Little like some of those interactive like books that you read and it's like, okay, now we're going to take a break and we're going to do this. Those are better, I think, physical books. You don't need that for stillness. Screw Tape Letters is the book between two demons. Yes, it is. Finished 81 books in 2024. Wow. Rocked my goal. Man, good on you. Reading Wind and Truth now, and I might finish that one before New Year's Eve, but it's enormous. Wow. Good for you, man. Bravo. I wish I was more of a book guy. Like I could crank out reading books like that. Going to audition for a play called She Kills Monsters that has some characters playing D&D. Oh, that's fantastic. Let us know you get the part, man. Good luck. Dude, 81 books. Someone's retired. He's not, though. Michael's not. He's younger than I am, I'm sure. 81, that's a lot, dude. That's crazy. It is crazy. Good for you, man. Crazy in a good way. Crazy good. Well, hey, all right. It's fantastic. Hey, everybody. This went the distance. the last one of the year, I mean, I couldn't just do it for 45 minutes. We had a great, huge turnout today. It's just fantastic. Thank you so much. You guys have really made 2024 for me. These folks, thank you to each one of them for helping support me here on YouTube. If you want to become a member, if you will, I think, or a part of the Patreon. These are some of my patrons. Some of the two Xers up there have done both. So thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Doling out some change for the month and weeks. Very much appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you for being here, being who you are, cool gamers, and showing up, week to week. And even if you don't show up week to week and you come by every once in a while, that's cool. That's great. Very much appreciated. Just, man, something else. I cannot thank you guys enough. Love seeing you guys every week. It tells me you're doing okay too. Like when I get a little nervous when I don't see, like you're coming every week, and then all of a sudden, like weeks go by and I don't see it. And I'm like, I hope they're all right. It's okay if you're taking a break for sure. I just get nervous because, like, sometimes people changing habits and things. It's like not a habit. Like something happens to them, and I get nervous. And want you all to be well. So, the next one's going to be in 2025, kicking off the new year. I don't know if anything's going to change on my end with this stream. I'm going to try non-gaming, kind of gaming, non-gaming. I'm going to really, really, really try to put some dedication into the channel, put some more, like every 2 weeks, every week, a release. If you haven't seen the latest, I do one on capacities about note-taking. Could have been done in 15 minutes, maybe. It's a little more hands-on. So if you're looking for a good note-taking app and how it's used and why I choose that and why it's like, wait a minute, Sean, I thought you did one on Notion. Now you're talking about something else. What I found in Notion was that it was just, I was getting caught up in the tool and like futzing around with it's like me in my youth being a Windows guy and building white boxes and getting the cool graphics card and overclocking my chip and putting Windows on and, running Crisis and running 3D Mark tests and all this other garbage. And then it would just blow up all the time. And then I moved to Mac because I was tired of futzing. That's the equivalence of Notion to me and capacities. I just want to get in, understand how it works. It can be like, people are like, oh, it's wiki. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of, there's a graph and you don't have to put a ton of details in it, but I find that it's going to be very, very useful for RPG prep, because when I play Delta Green, people go all over the place. And like the book linear version is not going to work for this dude. Like I can't go through pages all the time. I got to highlight I got to do it by objects, and capacities does that using a graph. If you link things properly and do it, it's fantastic. I also use it for work because I'm in a very complicated workplace, like 10 businesses. Like, where is everybody? And they're all remote, and what time zone, and keep track of all that stuff. So check it out. It'll be on at the end of this video. Just hit that box. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I've talked a lot. Thank you so much for showing up. Very much appreciated. If you see this later, I hope down in the comments, it'd be hard to kind of comment on every question, but if you do, great. By all means, do that. If you watch this after the live stream and partake, let us know what you did in 2024 and what you're looking to do in 2025. That'd be great. Otherwise, I'm going to let you go. Happy New Year to you all, if I don't see you on the Discord. And spend time with people you appreciate. Spend some time to yourself. Spend some time gaming, right? Be a positive force in tabletop RPG hobby. See you next week, Saturday, 8 a.m. Central Time right here. Peace.